Hi, my name is John Stevenson. Welcome to the show. Today we're going to be talking about $1 million and how much can it generate for your retirement. So you might have $2, $3, $4, $5 million, and you might be thinking, I just want to use $1 million to generate income for retirement. Or maybe you only have $1 million and you want to generate income for retirement, but you want to use maybe half of it or a third of it or 2/3 of it. Okay. This video specifically is just about generating income from $1 million. Okay. So what I would recommend that you do, if you have less than this or more than this, and you want to play with the numbers for your own retirement, go to my website, johnstevenson.com. Use my annuity calculators. Typically, the income rider calculator will show you the highest payouts, and it shows payouts from almost 70 different carriers. Okay, so it will show you a lot of different options, and then, of course, you can choose for yourself which one is best for you. And then if you feel comfortable, feel free to reach out. There is a link below this video. It goes directly to my calendar. We'll get on a Zoom meeting. We can chat, or you can do that right on my website, johnstevenson.com. But hopefully this video at least gives you some clarity and helps you as you go forward on your search for highest income, and you're looking for what kind of income can I generate from $1 million? Where's the best source to look to? Because there's a lot of guys that want your money, okay, and they'll show you here's how I would generate income, right? Here's a 60-40 portfolio, and this is how much income it should give you, and based off of market conditions, and then here's this annuity contract. This will generate income, and it can be really confusing. So my opinion, it's just best to be able to go to the source. If you can find an annuity calculator, then you can actually research and you'll know the numbers yourself. So that's why I have those on my website for you to use. All right. So on my screen, you'll see I've got someone in Colorado. I've got $1 million and they're married. I've got age 65 and 65 for their spouse. Okay. Now I'm also looking at immediate income. So we're looking at highest amounts right now is $76,800. That's with Talcott, followed by Nationwide, NASA, Global Atlantic, North American, all of these solid companies. I work with all of these all the time, and they're great. If you're looking for highest rating, then stick with Nationwide. It's A+. If you're looking for highest income, Talcott is wonderful, and they are over 100 years old. So they're just not as big, and they don't have as much reserves as Nationwide. So if you are thinking, well, I like to put $1 million in, but I don't want to retire now. Okay, maybe I want to wait. I'm going to retire at age 70 because that's when I'm going to take my Social Security. I want to maximize that payout, and I want to have the maximum payout from the same $1 million, right? All right, well, if you put the same $1 million in, the Nationwide is now at the top. So it looks like they are just a little bit better as far as a payout if you wait longer. So let me illustrate this for you so you can see what this looks like. And if you go through my videos on my channel, I've got hundreds of videos that go through different scenarios and show you how annuity contracts work. They are primarily for lifetime income that is contractual, that you cannot outlive, and it's just you use the money that you need for the income and no more. And it's wonderful because you don't have to spend all of your money. You can just use the portion of your portfolio that you want, buy your income, okay? And it's kind of like buying a job that you don't have to go work, right? You're retired. You don't have to work anymore, but it gives you the same feeling, the same sense of calmness or peace of mind that a job gives us when we are working and the stock market's taking a dive and we're like, yeah, I don't like the market going down, but at least I'm working and I'm not, I'm 20 years from retirement, right? It's a different feeling. But when you're retired, you're not so much in that accumulation mode. Now you have to safeguard, you have to protect, and you need that income, right? And this is, in my opinion, one of the best ways to do it. All right, so Nationwide, $1 million. So what they're doing is they're growing this to 1.7 million, 1.75, multiplied it by 6.55, giving you 114,000. So I doubt they're probably the highest income in 4 years, but if you're waiting 5 years, they are, because you can see the lifetime withdrawal rate pops up from 5.95 to 6.55. So that's kind of the sweet spot for them. And they're a great company. It's great income. I mean, you essentially spend $1 million for $114,000 a year in income, $2.8 million in income by the time you're 95. If you live longer or your spouse lives longer, you continue to receive that income. You notice this is not a legacy account. See that account value? It does go down. Even with account growth, like they'll give you some growth from the S&P 500 because they're buying call options. And sometimes they're able to exercise them when the market's good and they make money, and so do you. But it is primarily for account value. Okay, you see the account value here, and you can see the death benefit. The death benefit is exactly the same. So if you die, or you and your spouse die early, then your beneficiaries are still going to get this money. Okay, it is for lifetime income. That is a primary purpose, but you're leveraging that money for high pension, but not necessarily for legacy. Okay, all right. Let's talk about how we got to the 1.75, because you might be wondering that. So we let this sit for 5 years. I'm going to go down here, and I'm going to show you. So here's what you're paying for. You've got an income-based bonus of 25% plus an 8% simple roll-up rate. That's why it grows so much. So when you look at this, you're being charged for it. Look at the rider charge. You see the rider charge right here. Okay, that's going out of your account balance. Okay, but it is gone at some point because there is no more account balance to take it from. So they're taking it from the account balance. The account balance is also being influenced by the credits, whatever it's earning. And it's being influenced by the high lifetime withdrawals that you're taking. So all of that together, obviously at some point, this account value will deplete. Okay, again, but that is the whole design of this. You're looking for income. You're not looking for legacy from this account. You use your other assets for legacy. All right, so going back up, we can see, all right, well, now we know, okay, we're getting that 25% bonus plus that simple roll-up rate, and that's why this benefit base is worth $1.3 million at the end of the first year. And then you notice each year thereafter, you got 100,000 pop on there. 100,000, 100,000, 100,000. Okay, that's your roll-up rate. That's your growth. And they're doing that so that you have a higher benefit base multiplied by the withdrawal rate that gives you this guaranteed lifetime income. Okay, if you decide to take it earlier, you can. Okay, you're not locked into the certain date. You might have a plan to take it in 5 years, but if you decide to take it in 3 years, it's 92,000, as you can see right here. Okay, because you let it grow for 3 years, so now it's only 1.5 times 5.95, giving you 92. Still not a bad option, but you can see the longer you wait, the more income you get. All right, let me go back here. I'm just curious now if they are the highest at 4 years, because I don't think they are, just because they pop up really hard on that 5th year because of their withdrawal rate. Okay, so they're not. So Global Atlantic's higher. So if you're going to wait 4 years, then Global Atlantic Mass Mutual is the better bet, right? It's more income than Nationwide. You can see Nationwide at that 4th year is 98 grand, right? Okay, but these ones are higher. You see, let's see, go down. Let's see if we can find Nationwide. There we are, $98,000, right? Not bad, but not the highest, okay? At this point, you're like, well, I definitely want higher income at 4 years, not 5 years. Then these are the best options, okay? Global Atlantic, Mass Mutual, Aspida. Let me go down 3 years. Let's say you only wanted to wait till age 68. Let's see what that would do. Aspida, Global Atlantic. So they were both at the top for the 4 years. They're still pretty good. And then you can see for Corebridge is there. See, Mass Mutual is not as high. So the basically for the top three, I would say Aspida, Global Atlantic, Corebridge. I think they were the top three for the 4 year and the 3 year. Let's see. So that's the 3 year deferred out. Let's look at the 4 year one more time. Yep. Yeah, they just kind of move spots. So this is something to consider. Like if you're looking at lifetime income and you're not sure when you're going to take it, you know what your plan is. You're like, I'm going to take it in 2 years, or I'm going to take it in 5 years, or I'm going to take it definitely in 3, right? You still want to make sure that you pick the highest one for your goal, but still make sure that they're still decently paying. If you're like, for instance, if you're absolutely positive you're going to wait 5 years, then Nationwide is the answer. Okay. But if you're thinking 5 years would be nice, but you'll most likely turn it on earlier, then don't pick Nationwide. Okay. You got to pick the ones that stay in your sweet spot. So for this case, we can see Global Atlantic's been pretty consistent. So is Corebridge, but you can see Aspida is not on top. But that's 2 years deferred. See, so it just depends. Like if you know it's 2 years, then we'll be looking at carriers like this. If you know it's probably going to be maybe 2, 3, 4 years, then I'll say, well, Global Atlantic stays on top most of those years. We might pick something like this because we know they're going to be the highest payout during those times. So this is kind of how we do that planning. Like when people meet with me, I'm asking you questions like, when do you think you're going to retire? Is that high likelihood, or do you think you're going to take it earlier or later? What's the likelihood of that? And then we'll look at the carriers that are the best options for that time period, so that if you do decide to take it earlier or later, at least you know that you still got the highest payout. Like that's so important. All right. So, and of course, ratings are important too. If you're looking to put $1 million in, you might want to stick with at least A rated or A plus. Okay. I like higher ratings because they have more reserves. They're safer. Okay. And you can always spread this out. There's nothing wrong with taking 500 grand and put it in Global Atlantic and then put it in Corebridge. Nothing wrong with it at all. They're both good companies. And sometimes people like to kind of spread it out. So what I do is I help people with these contracts and I help them just see the full picture. So if you go to my website, johnstevenson.com, use my annuity calculators and you'll be able to see what the highest payouts are. And then if you feel comfortable, go ahead and book a call. There is a link there to book a Zoom meeting with me, and we will get on that meeting. I'll show you my screen and we'll kind of play with the numbers, and I'll send you some PDFs once we're done. I'm not going to try to sell you anything. I'm just going to show you what's available. And of course, if you're looking to purchase an annuity, I'd love to help you. But that's totally up to you. There's a link below this video as well, and it takes you to the same calendar. So feel free to do that as well. So I hope this video is helpful. Hopefully you're getting some answers to your questions. And if you are getting answers, or if you have more questions, please comment below. If you like the video, make sure you like, subscribe, share. And I enjoy doing these videos. I enjoy sharing and educating and just hopefully just giving you as much clarity and as much value as possible, because there's so many people out there that are trying to sell you an annuity. They want the commissions and they have certain carriers or products in mind, which aren't necessarily bad, but a lot of times they're not the best. And so it's always good to research yourself so that you know for sure before you reach out to someone that, so you don't feel like you're going to be sold something. So it's a lot easier to be transparent and just kind of show everything that's available. So that's why I always encourage people to go and use my calculators. So anyways, thanks for watching. I appreciate you so much, and we'll see you next time.